Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Now, the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration and a lot of the characters are nothing but a pretty big W this year, I would say. There are a few stinkers. I mean, I don't really mind so much because of how good so many of the characters are. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at, how is it written on Global? It's Demigra Makayoka form. I mean, it's like something demon form, right? Like some shit like that, is what this Demigra is. This is one of those characters where, like, he could potentially be helpful, if they had given him a little better of a kit, but I don't think that they actually did very much for him. I don't think so. I mean, let me not, trash him, throw him in the garbage before we actually jump in. But let's just jump into an event. Let's see some of the stats that this EZA Demigra Makayoka form can do. Alright guys, so we're here in an event. Let's go ahead and see what demon form Demigra has got to offer for us. So for starters, link set I think could be a bit of an issue here. We have Master of Magic, Demonic Power, Brainiacs, Revival, Fear and Faith, Godly Power, and Shattering Limit. Now, we can get Brainiacs with Hearts, right? Yeah, Hearts does have Brainiacs. So, what's our defense? He's at 300k. What happens if Brainiacs is not activated? To 68. Yeah, it's like, as your stats start to get high, like, you get just, like, huge numbers from stuff like Brainiacs, Big Bad Bosses, right? Those level of links become so big. You thirst for conquest, right? Those links become so important. Alright, so Demigra gets 50% attack and defense on his super attack effect, so we do like that. That's good. Passive, he's getting 140% attack and defense start of turn, 70% attack and defense on super attack. Okay. Extreme class allies get 4 key and 40% defense. The problem is that it doesn't... I mean, the defense... like, it's kind of worthless, right? So, the reason that's not... The defense is obviously nice. But, I mean, the thing about the Dragon Ball Hero team is that there's no key issues. There's no LRs on the team, right? Like, so you're not struggling for key. And a lot of these characters, I could pull up a lot of these characters, and a lot of them just give themselves, like, 2 key at the start of turn or something like that. Like, a lot of these characters' passives have that. 2 key start of turn plus 200% attack and even start of turn, stuff like that. So, it's like, this 4 key support would be really good if we had a team of, LR Cell and LR Fusion Zamasu and these characters and stuff like that. But, I mean, we don't. I guess we could just run Demigra on a villain team, because finishing out his passive here, right? He lowers all enemies' attack and defense by 30%. That's very good. If you can debuff the enemy, that's very strong. So we do have to give him credit for that, right? Like, that's a very good ability. He gets 20% attack per crossover category ally in the team, and then 10% defense per extreme class ally in the team. And, I mean, looking at it, maybe he is a little bit better. I mean, maybe some of these characters like Mira and... I mean, do we say Limit Breaker Broly? But, like, a lot of these villain characters, like, they're able to touch up to, like, that, 7, 8, 900k defense plus range, to where they would be pretty safe, provided they're not getting hit with one of the biggest boss super attacks. I mean, at a certain point, like, Demigra here, he's not a new summonable character. This guy, was he a banner unit in 2019? No. No. This Demigra came out in 2018, actually. This guy came out in 2018. So, it's like, if he's at least usable, like, I could accept that. I think I don't hate him. Perhaps I've been too harsh on some of these, well, no. Limit Breaker Broly, he can go to hell. Forever. We hate him. But, like, maybe, like, Mira, I can calm down a little bit on, right? Because Mira's an EZA character. Limit Breaker Broly, bro, like, you came out 3 days ago, like, on a new summonable banner. I need you to perform better. Let's see what Demigra's attack set is. 9.7? I mean, with reasonable defense, and he is a support. Could I... Okay. So let's look at his category teams, and sort of go over this. Maybe he could be okay. I think, you know, if he had big bad bosses, like get rid of Revival and give him, oh nice super attack dodge, we'll take it. Give him big bad bosses over Revival, and maybe this kid actually would be like a decent run to help out maybe like Fusion Zamasu or something like that. So we have Resurrected Warriors, Realm of Gods, Time Traveler, Dragon Ball Hero crossover, and Storied Figure. Could this guy buff Fusion Zamasu's team? Maybe so, actually. Because, I mean, the 4 key and defense will be very appreciated over there. Provided we run a full villain team, Demigra will get the defense. It's just damage he gets from crossover allies, which you guys know the secret about me. I don't give a shit about damage on a lot of characters, right? I do not care. So, you know, I might be on board with Demigra, actually. Why don't we get this? Have I done this during the celebration yet? This Hearts active skill? I don't think so. Alright, so moving on to this next turn. Yeah, I kind of... that is one thing I should kind of keep an eye out, like look for, is, you know, are any of these characters able to help out Fusion Zamasu's team at all, right? Because a lot of these Dragon Ball Hero villains, I mean, a bunch of them are Realm of Gods, a bunch, like, all of them are Time Traveler, right? Like, you know, so, like, there could be some overlap with, like, some of the Zamasu characters, so we should keep that in mind, right? Like, you know, perhaps Fu could help Fusion Zamasu. Perhaps Demigra could help Fusion Zamasu. I guess Super Saiyan 3 Rose... The problem with Super Saiyan 3 Rose is he needs, what is it, another 3 crossover characters? Whereas, like, Demigra, like, to be effective on Zamasu's team, he just needs a full Extreme Class team. Which is not, I mean, that's not an issue. So, yeah, a lot of these turns were at 300k. What? So, like, this is just with a bunch of those. He's at 274. If I click this fast enough, we could see what his defense is without links. Bam, there we go. Okay, so this is before his links activate. 238. So, again, let's pretend we're on Fusion Zamasu's team. I believe Demigra, by the way, is on Fusion Zamasu's 200% too, by the way. Let me just double check that. He is. Demigra gets a 200% from Fusion Zamasu. So, you know, this is just theoretically 0 links up for Demigra right here. 238, he gets the 70% performing a super attack, then the 50% from his super attack effect. I mean, has to say, he might be decent. The one thing is, if he had big bad bosses, that would be much, much, much better for him, right? Big bad bosses can go a long way with a lot of these stats, dude. Alright, so I guess we'll get like another turn or two here. I mean, again, the thing about a lot of these heroes' characters is they're really not super complex, right? Like, we don't have to do 45-minute long videos explaining all the different aspects of the character and stuff like that, right? It's they're pretty basic. But like Demigra, I feel like I'm on board with Demigra. Demigra too, remember, if we, you know, maybe Battlefield or Super Battle Road where the enemy could be debuffed, or the Mortals and Gods Vegito Blue stage, I think it's important to keep an eye on, like, the Anniversary event, the Gods and Mortals event. Like, a lot of these stages, it's important to think about, because Dokkan has shown that they are willing to add missions to all of these events. So a character being good against, you know, Vegito Blue in that Gods and Mortal event matters. A character being good against Trunks in the Gods and Mortal event does matter, right? So, you know, I think Demigra, he's decent. This is a character that I feel like I was pretty negative thinking about going into here. But actually, after seeing him in action, I'm not really too upset by what we're seeing from Demigra. Again, I feel like he could potentially have a little bit of juice, actually. All right, so let's do this turn. We'll do next turn, last turn for Demigra, and then we'll finish up. Let me know what you guys think of him. But, I mean, yeah, a support, he debuffs. He can get at least, again, to that, you know, like, potential, like, 6, 7, 8, 900k defense. As a hero class unit, it's a little bit more iffy. But remember, Demigra is a villain. So all these big fights are against villain characters. Outside of, like, Trunks and the Gods Immortal event and stuff like that. All right, of course. Okay, good dodge by Toa. No, dude, we're going to miss the Heart super attack. That's where the cord comes in. I tense up with the super attack being aimed at Toa. And I'm like, oh, no. Yeah, Heart's animations really are fine, huh? I mean, the good thing is that Hearts, you know, has always been much better than regular Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, right? Like, he's always been a lot better than them. So, like, Hearts, as, like, a decent character last year, Hearts is able to hold up this year as well. That's why, like, next year, like, some of these characters should still, like, Dark Mask King should still be effective next year, right? For example, Vegito probably would be as well. I mean, I can't imagine there's enough power creep to where Vegito for those first 6 turns is not going to be good, right? Probably not. All right, let's go ahead and hit this. Let me just drop the support. We'll be able to get all the orbs for Fu right there. All right, so what are we up to? 305. Again, this is a nice turn. We're getting support from Fu. We're getting support from Hearts. Right, decent turn for Demigra. We'll do this one, and then we'll finish up. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of Demigra, but kind of like looking at what he's got to him, I feel like he's okay. Okay, good. No super attack from Rose. I do this stage for showcases a lot, and I've been dying repeatedly in here. Like, it's so funny, because Zamasu and Goku Black, they only do, like, their damage is only 700k, but I'm always getting thrashed in here anyway. Crazy, crazy. So, there is the EZA demon form Demigra. Alright, this is true power of a demon god, Demigra Makyoka form. Again, some demon form, essentially, right? Leader skill, Dragon Ball Heroes or Extreme Physical Type, Key 3 and 130% stats. Super attack is the Boiling Fist, which gives him 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, and he does supreme damage to the enemy. His passive skill, Dark Magical Powers, gives him 140% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets 70% attack and defense on super attack. He gives extreme class allies 4 key and 40% defense. That's where, like, I would rather run this guy potentially, you know, to help out, like, the LRs or the Fusion Zamasu team than I would on the Heroes team, right? Because, like, I think a lot of this guy's value would be that support. I don't know why they couldn't have given him attack right there. What was his pre-EZA support? It was 3 key and 30% defense. I would rather they made it 3 key, 30% attack and defense than 4 key and 40% defense. I would have rather... I really like when the support is balanced. I want key, I want attack, and I want defense. I'm greedy, right? Like, when they just give attack and defense, it's like, yeah, but, like, I'd really like key. And, you know, it's I want all 3. So... then Demigra also debuffs the enemy by 30% attack and defense. He gets 20% attack per crossover category ally in the team. And then he gets 10% defense per extreme class ally in the team. So the way his restrictions are kind of written out enables him to be an option for, like, you know, extreme class Realm of Gods or something like that. Link set is Master of Magic, Demonic Power, Brainiacs, Revival, Fear and Faith, Godly Power, and Shattering Limit. If he had big bad bosses, man, it would be a huge boon. He would be, I think, a lot more helpful, unfortunately. 12 key multiplier, 140%. And then our boy Demigra has a couple of category teams. For started, he's on Resurrected Warriors. Kind of a very strange team. One day, this could become a good team, but a team like this is more so... This could be a really good 170% leader skill in some major, you know, 200% leader that has 3 leader skills. That's where that could be good. He's also on Realm of Gods as well. Demigra is. Then he's on the Time Traveler category team. More options there is good. We're also on the Dragon Ball Heroes category team. Then he's down here on the crossover category team as well. And then finally, Demigra is on storied figures. So that's pretty good. Buffs for the storied figures category, I will definitely take. So let me know what you guys think of the demon form of Demigra right here. Thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.